How's it going, gamer? You got hands here, and today in Dauntless, we're going over an Iceborne build for Hellions Sword. I've been getting a lot of requests for a bunch of Iceborne builds, and I know we all love them, and sometimes they're a little essential on the more difficult parts of the game. So I'm starting a playlist, and I'll be doing Iceborne builds for every weapon in the game. Well, mostly the most used and the most powerful ones. So definitely stay tuned for that, gamer. I'd have to say this is one of my favorite Iceborne builds because, man, it is packed with some raw power and some great attack speed. This is a really good build. I definitely love it. In this build, I'm utilizing Whispering Blade mod, so that means I'm using Repeating Elements combo a lot. But if you have a different playstyle, you can still switch it up and use what you have to have a really good build regardless, because the cell family on this build is awesome. So if you like this video and you want to see more, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and send a link to your friends. Let them know what I got going on here. So turn on your system, grab your sword, and let's get ready. We're about to get in this video right now. How's it going, gamer? I'm super excited to show you this Iceborne build, and this one's pretty dope because you could probably make this build with all of Helion's weapons, depending on some variations, depending on what you're using. But let's hop into it. What's really cool about the Hellion weapons and why they're some of the best weapons in the game is because they already have an overpower cell in them, and then they have 2 power cells that you could play with. That's insane. And also because the 8th hit in a row deals plus 225 damage and major blaze damage. So that's really significant. In this build, we'll be throwing down an overpower cell and a rage hunter cell. I personally love Avenging Overdrive, as you just saw in the clip. Man, you can just block if you need to, but however, we do have Iceborne, so you really don't need to. You could probably change it for anything that you love better than this. And for the mod, I really like Whistling Blade because that combo is really awesome, especially if the behemoth is staggered. You can totally unleash Repeating Elements combo for some really significant damage. For the headpiece, we'll be using Hellion's helmet that has a Rage Hunter, and we're going to put a Wild Frenzy cell in there. For the chest piece, we're using Boreal Resolve, that's Boreas' armor, and that's actually the rest of the armor we're using. That has a Rage, and we're going to put an Iceborne cell. And then, like I said, Boreas' hands, that has another Rage, and we're going to put a Discipline cell. And then for the feet, that has the Iceborne, and we're going to put another Wild Frenzy. So as you can see, we're having some crazy attack speed. And for the lantern, I chose Drask's Eye so I can do even more damage from the insta-tap. But if you want to use Embermanes for more increased attack speed, or Shrike's Zeal for more mobility and attack speed, that's totally up to you, because those are all good lanterns. I would definitely suggest Energize because that works really great with the sword, so you'll be able to use your special as often as possible. And for the tonics, like if you're playing in-game stuff, because this build will work, it definitely will, it is very strong. Use Blitz Tonic, Frenzy Tonic, Assault Tonic. Those are really beneficial and they sync well with this build. So overall, what we got going on is the +6 Iceborne, the one that we all love, and that's why you're here. Of course, you know what it does. It heals you. It even decreases the damage taken. And we're always at half health because we're running Discipline to keep us there. So we're always going to be taking 30% decreased damage. And we're always going to have that life steal just peaking us right at where we need to be. Overpower is a really good damage cell because that's 60% damage versus staggered behemoths. And they're going to be staggered a lot, trust me. Rage is a consistent 25% damage because we're using Discipline. Remember, we're going to talk a little bit more about Discipline in a second. And then Rage Hunter is 40% damage when they're enraged. Wild Frenzy, that is great. That is 20% increased attack speed all the time, like I said, because we're running Discipline. And now here's the topic. Some people think, well, why use Discipline hands? You can just get a hit a few times and then you'll be there. Well, you know what? This maintains that 50% max health to where Iceborne is always triggering, and so is Rage, and so is Wild Frenzy. So if you're going to not use Discipline and have a full bar, you're not using your build to the maximum potential that you're going to want to do. You're not going to have that increased attack speed and consistent damage all the time. And that is why we use the +3 Discipline. It keeps us at that 50% health, and not to mention it gives you a plus 7.5% critical strike chance. But it keeps us to 50% health so we can utilize Wild Frenzy and Rage consistently. And that's why you saw me beat that heroic behemoth so quickly and so easily. And then here's Energize. We all know what that does. That's a really good weapon charge rate, even at a +3. And for the sword, it really is great because then you can keep using your special as much as often. I hope you enjoy this build like I do. To me, this is a very, very strong build with great attack speed and great damage. And it has Iceborne. Like, what else could you want? I really hope you guys are able to make this, and I hope you have as much fun as I did playing with it.